Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment. Wake your ass up. What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Obsidian's already calling in. Hold on. Brother O, can you hear me? Let me see. Think you good, brother. Give me a quick second, Obsidian. Let me get my introductions out the way, and I'm going to bring you in, brother. Give me a couple of minutes. Peace. Thank you for everybody being in here. Brother O is on the line. He's back in the guest green room. We are getting ready to go live with him in a few minutes. Once again, this is G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment. I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell, right there on the screen. Once again, this is G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment, where GROW stands for Gentlemen Reaching Our Wealth Through Healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Y'all know how to use Cash App. Y'all know how to use PayPal. You've been in these YouTube streets long enough. You know how to use super chats and super stickers. Anything you can give to the channel to help it to grow is always welcome. But what you will do, as I always say, you will hit that like button. Take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button. It's free. Thank you all for being in here once again. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with Randy. I think.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful audience. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
back on me. Yes, y'all are so lovely. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let's see, we got any comments. Nobody's in the comments just yet, but I do have people watching. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. This is going to be a great interview with one of the founding fathers of the Black Manosphere and the Black Manosphere Conclave. We're going to have those discussions. And as you see on the thumbnail, it's very important that no matter your age as a man, that you find a mentor. I capitalized MEN intentionally. You need to be around some men in order to grow. Many times in our matriarchal society as Black people, other races are welcome to come in. But speaking specifically to the brothers, we are raised by women, whether it's grandmama, mama, auntie, and our view of the world tends to come from them. So we're going to have that shift. If our sisters are talking about they want Black male leadership, if brothers are always talking about getting better, it is imperative that you find a mentor. Some of the other things we'll cover tonight that I've talked about before is the relationship between Winston and John Wick. So we might get into a little bit of that lore. Got a couple questions for Obsidian. Nothing too hard, nothing too strenuous, but things that are very vital to us finding mentors regardless of your age. And your mentor can be above you in age or below you in age. So don't lose sight of that. Let's go ahead and slide over to Brother Obsidian. Let me bring you in. Give me one quick second, brother. Get this right. Oh man, let me make sure that I have you. Brother O, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can. Loud and clear. Let me give you this. So those that are not familiar with Brother Obsidian, there he is on the screen. Thank you for being in here, Obsidian. I know you are a very busy man. I promise not to keep you too long tonight. I know you said, you'll give me the time, but I want to be respectful of your time as well, brother. Thank you for being in.
Yeah, as it turns out, I don't have much to do tonight. I've been laying low. There's been a really nasty, gnarly gastrointestinal virus going around, and it got a hold of me late last week, and I'm still kind of, I thought I had licked it over the weekend. I said, I'll just knock it out in 72 hours or whatever, and get back to work on Monday. And today I was going to go in, the bathroom had other ideas, so I'm laying low.
I feel you, bro. It's something going around down here in Atlanta, and I was actually over in Alabama in Birmingham this weekend for work, and similar situation. I told somebody I wasn't feeling well earlier in the week, and they shared with me as well that something was going on around there. I'm grateful that I beat it. Sean World KC, salute to you. I am grateful. Thank you for being in here and joining us.
Hotter than fish grease.
I really appreciate that. We also have in the building with us Brother Broker Traditions, BT, or B Trolling as I call him, Obsidian. This is one of my homeboys here in Atlanta. He also has a great channel. We are friends in real life, so he always comes on my chat, trolling me, teasing me. As you can see on the screen, tonight I am Turtleneck Kofa. So I ran a test run before to make sure everything was up and running with BT a little bit earlier. And he flat out told me, he said, bro, if you don't have the turtleneck on, I'm not watching.
Yeah, you look good.
Hotter than fish grease.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, good brother. Trying to step my game up. Most of the time I'm in a hoodie and because I'm actually in my house relaxing. But tonight, you know, we're going to step it up, clean up a little bit, brother. I appreciate it because you are always well dressed. And I appreciate the example you set. And as I told you on Facebook, you are an excellent writer. I do have the Book of Obsidian, you guys. This man has 3 books. The Book of Obsidian, I'll let you get into that some more, that we call the Black Book. And then there's a Book of Obsidian for the ladies, or the Red Book. And this is the most recent one, Toxic Femininity. So if you have time, if you come back on the replay, Obsidian, just make sure you drop the link to the books so we can go pick them up on Amazon or wherever else you choose to drop the link to.
Will do.
All right, and we also have in the building Brother Flawless Mentality, Dr. Mark. What's going on, good brother? He says, blessings to the God of Kofa, my brother of elevation, gods and beautiful goddesses of the always solid Growth Talk family. I appreciate you for being in here. And Sean World, KC, just joined the Growth Talk family. I really appreciate that. You pricked your finger. Thank you for being with the family, and now you can't leave.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Yes, BT, this is going to be a great episode, and we are going to go ahead and get to rolling. As promised, Obsidian, I want to push the Black Manosphere Conclave, so I want to share with the YouTube space, because as much work is going on, I still don't think we're out there enough, and I know the Black Manosphere Conclave has continued to grow since its inception. So I appreciate you, Brother Shannon Rawls, and of course, Brother Theo Wav. So let's get into the video from last year, just giving you guys a snapshot of what it looks like when black men do come together and we start putting our heads together for the betterment and the sharpening of iron, sharpens iron. So let's get into this first video, and then we'll start with the interview.
And we are here at the Black Manosphere Conclave 4.0.
And I'm glad I'm able to help raise up a community of black men.
Come on. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch.
My name is Mumia Obsidian Ali. I am one of the, I guess you could say, founding fathers of the Black Manosphere, as well as the Black Manosphere Conclave.
First ship them, don't let them deal with brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other.
Shannon, Rawls, Theo Waff, and myself, we all came out of Kevin Samuels' private members-only Facebook group.
We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of two distant strangers.
Theo had this crazy idea of teaching black men what he had learned in the tech field.
That's the way it is.
If you're resistant to change, you only want to do one thing or one way, yeah, you're not going to make it. It's not going to work.
Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
This is about taking men, black men, and making them better men.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Oh yeah. That's just the way.
There's guys who want to work on an island without a group, and I say to them, it's not going to work.
I see no changes.
We can take hold of our finances. We can then take hold of what we do, and we can live life anywhere around the world.
Take the evil out the people, they'll be acting right. Cause both black.
You are taking care of yourself first, so then you can help others. And that is my goal.
And although it seems evident, we ain't ready to see a black president.
We as men believe that our masculinity is defined by how much harm or how much abuse we can take on and not say anything. And it's 2024, man. We have to learn how to communicate. We have to learn how to engage.
Tell me what's a mother to do, being real.
Black men don't need anybody but other black men to make this happen.
I made a G today. But you made it in a sleazy way.
Was it worth it? Definitely worth it. Get off that island and you need to get out and network.
My mandate is to be an advocate for black men. And I want to make sure that the issues confronting black men are spoke upon by black men who have a vested interest in the black community.
That's the way it is.
While I was sitting there, not really like angry. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I was really angry. I said, you know what? This is insane. This is ridiculous. So I made a decision right then and there. I'm going to write a book, but it's not going to be for black women. It's going to be for black men.
That's just the way it is.
We can get further, faster, collectively.
If you can't find what you want here, go where you are celebrated, brother, and don't stand where you're being tolerated. I'm Carnell Smith, the paternity coach.
And let's change the way we treat.
My central message to black men specifically, you are whoever you decide that you are.
No changes. Can a brother get a little peace?
Nothing substitutes being in the room with those that can actually help you. To shake hands, to break bread, to share libations with those folks.
My dad, he invited me and my brother to introduce us to what he's very passionate about, the Black Manosphere.
I just finished speaking and letting individuals know what they can do to make the United States their second home instead of their only home.
And so my war cry is to get the conversation started for men to more or less find the proper safeguards to facilitate brokenness, pain, and hurt. You're doing God's work. Man, I appreciate it, man.
That's just the way it is.
Image does not start from the exterior.
Things will never be the same.
It starts first in the interior.
That's just the way it is.
Failure is a part of success. It is an integral part. If you are not failing, I don't believe that you are truly successful.
That's just the way it is.
It's the Travel OG. And guess where I'm at? I'm at the Black Manosphere Conclave 4.0. Man, it was amazing. It's good people, good connections. This is the place to be. Black Manosphere Conclave. You dig?
Go ahead and drop this.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
All praise, all praise the Most High for the work you guys are doing. So tell us a little bit about what's coming up with the Black Manosphere Conclave. This year, I know this past year was what, 400 brothers?
Yeah, we had over 400 in September of last year. Biggest conclave yet. We basically doubled the size. You was with us in Atlanta in 23.
Yeah.
And we had a shade over 200 brothers there. So this time around last year, we doubled it. And it's been really great. It was at the force at a great time. And missed you there, man. But I'm hoping that we'll see you in Miami later on.
I will be in Miami. Actually, I shouted out brother Quiet Storm. As I told my audience and yourself, you know, I found out I had a son. I had a 2-year-old son. His mom kept him away from me for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So
wow.
some things came up last year, so I couldn't make it. And I was telling Quiet Storm, and he was like, "You going this year? If I got to buy your ticket, you going?" I was like, "Nah, bro, you don't got to buy my ticket or blah blah blah." And then he asked me what my email was, just kind of out the blue. So I texted my email. And then about 30 minutes later, he was like, "Check your email." He bought me a ticket just off the strength of the conversation that I couldn't make it to Houston last year.
Quiet Storm is a good brother. May Allah be pleased with him. He's a good brother, good man. A lot of really good brothers at the conclave. It was a family affair last year. I was taken aback by it. Brothers brought their wives, brought their daughters, brought their sons. It was a complete family affair. There were brothers that brought their blood brothers. There were brothers that brought their sons, brought their nephews. So the Black Manosphere Conclave is fast becoming an actual family affair now.
I love it, brother. I love it. So the work you guys put in is speaking for itself. And I was giving some pushback to the naysayers a couple of days ago, which I often do, for all the angst and hatred that the red pill, manosphere, passport bros, men-centric content space always gets. People always seem to talk about us, and as Kofa says, for us to be such weak dudes, y'all sure can't keep our dick out your throat. Y'all constantly are mentioning us, and we're still here and we're still moving forward. RIP to the GOAT, Kevin. We miss him dearly, but we're still here, and we're not only continuing his legacy, but building on top of that with the things that Theo is doing and you are doing and Shannon is doing. So thank you, brothers, a 1,000 times over. Like you said, may Allah be pleased with you. So don't sell yourself short, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a heck of a ride, and we have a new goal now. We've started out getting 300 brothers, was kind of modeled on Leonidas's famous Spartans of antiquity. So we started off with getting 300 brothers in the tech field, and we reached that goal, and that was a goal within 5 years. So basically 60 brothers a year. We reached that goal last year at the conclave. So now we have a new goal. Theo Waff has set a new goal for us: 1,000 brothers now. We're gunning 1,000 brothers, getting them in. A lot of things going on in the tech world. It is insane. Nobody needs me to tell them this. Everybody saw what happened earlier this month. All the big tech guys, there on deck with Trump at the inauguration. So it's going to be really, really bananas what's about to come down the pipe, and black men need to be a part of it, and that's what the conclave is all about.
Definitely. If I can steal from Andre from Love Crossing Borders, salute to that brother. His live, it stuck with me when he said, these next 4 years are not the 4 years to be stomping the mud hole in the cement, protesting, waving picket signs. This is the time, black men, to go get your money.
Yep.
Make sure you learn something within these next 4 years and go get your money. Don't let nothing deter you from that. There's a wide world of tech out there. Learn it. Take your time with it. I'm also in Theo's class. I'm learning on the side as well, because Theo told us, do not just only solely use him as a learning source. If you do that, you're going to fail. So make sure you do your Googles. Go look. Go try to find something and dip your toe in the tech world. Set yourself up success over these next 4 to 5 years.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. That was the goal. I mean, we got guys. It sounds crazy, but we got guys getting job offers well into the 6 figures. It's. I still have to kind of pinch myself, but it just goes to show you just how much money is in the tech field. And it's like change your life money. It's like complete game changer money. It's serious stuff.
It is. Quiet Storm corrected me the other night. He dropped some numbers in the chat about starting salaries, and I misread it. I thought he typed in 140,000, which isn't nothing to sneeze at, to 150,000, and then he came back and he was like, "Kofa, you misquoted me." And then he typed it out again. It was 140,000 to 500,000.
That's right.
That some of these brothers are pulling in.
Language model learning. If you're doing, AI, you could pull down 500,000 a year easily. Yeah,
definitely. And those numbers are not false, because I know people on the military side that also work in the tech field, or came from the tech field, or they're in the Army Reserve, and they work. Their outside job is in the tech field, and those numbers are not false. Those are pretty accurate numbers. I was trying to be humble about it, what a lot of brothers are doing, but Quiet Storm was like, no, 140 to 500,000, and some of these brothers are pulling. A lot of these brothers are pulling in.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. And it's going to go, and it's going to increase. There's already moves afoot. If you listen to if you pay attention to what's going on with Trump, and he's moving very fast,
because he's only got 4 years. Really, for real, he's only got 2 years because of the midterms coming up in 26. So he's really only got 2 years,
Yeah.
and he's moving at lightning speed. And all of the main tech companies, they're essentially going to have a collar on AI. So there's only going to be about a dozen companies that's doing it. So we're doing things behind the scenes to kind of make sure that we lock ourselves in, because our goal was to get as many brothers as possible. And there was a big debate about H-1B visas, things like that. Theo was ahead of the curve 4 years ago about all this when we started out in 2021. So there's a lot going down. A lot of brothers need to get down to the conclave. You want to change your life for real, you need to be at the conclave in September. It's that simple.
Definitely. And it's in Miami. Correct. What are the dates again?
September 5th through the 7th, 2025 in Miami. And we're working out the logistics of the actual venue and all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We were 4 seasons last year, and they really like it. So they really want us to come back. But we're looking at some other venues as well. The 4 seasons is in the running, but we're looking at some other venues because we're looking to get. Last time we had over 400 brothers, pretty much took over both the 4 seasons, and we had the I can't remember the name of the hotel directly across from the 4 seasons in Houston, but that was suites. They were all suites, so every brother had their own suite. But this time around, we're looking to get over 1,000 brothers there. So that's the reason why
we'll hit that goal, because I'm going to be pushing it. I will be there this year. Matter of fact, I'm buying my ticket tonight to get down to Miami. Like I said, I already have my ticket for the conclave. I just got to get the flight down there. And when you guys get the details on the venue, I'll lock that in as well. Let me slide over here and shout out moderator extraordinaire, Sister Gail at Night. Thank you for being in here. She says, please be sure to click the like button. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you being in here, sis.
You go, girl.
And Sister Felicia H, it's been a minute, sis. I appreciate you swinging back through, sticking your head in the door and saying what's up. She says, good evening, everyone.
You go, girl.
And Brother JC says, salute Kofa and good people. And the one, the only, Brother Saul T. Balls.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
I appreciate you all being in here. Let's go ahead and get rolling with the interview. Obsidian, like I told you, got some questions for you that I'm more than sure that you are more than qualified to answer. So again, I wanted to talk about mentorship, you guys. We always hear it in terms of older men teaching younger men, especially, mentorship organizations, coaching at the YMCA, doing different things in the community, things through the church, this, that, and the third. And I think a lot of men lose our way the older we get. We start to think that nobody can tell us anything, and that's regardless of race, or you get caught up in the rat race so much that you just start doing your own thing, and you're pretty much on autopilot, and you're taking L's. Salute Brother Blaze for that $20 bomb. Oh, let me shout out Brother Greg as well. He sent me a $20 Cash App before the show because he knew this was going to be a good one. So salute to you good brothers. Thank y'all for being in here. Where was I at? Yes. But a lot of men tend to lose their way or get in their own rhythm, and they don't understand that getting in that rhythm can sometimes get in their own way because they stop looking for mentorship, and they think that since they've become the mentor, those that choose that path, that they don't need one themselves. So I wanted to get into the first question of the night, Brother Obsidian. Why do so many men today resist seeking mentorship, and how does this impact their growth? I have it up there on the screen for those that may be ninja watching, so I am going to read it as I bring it up because I know people are running around doing stuff in the evening, but you may be ear hustling. So again, why do so many men today resist seeking mentorship, and how does that impact their growth?
Yeah, there's a very interesting situation that's going on in the country, throughout the Western world, but which would include also Japan, the G7 nations. But here in the United States, there's a very interesting situation that's going on. many men are going through a loneliness crisis. This has been talked about, at the top of academia, public policy, cultural tastemakers, leaders, and whatnot. And what was interesting, I found out a very interesting factoid recently, Kofa. In the year 1990, the average American man had 10 friends. When I say friends, I'm not talking about women. I'm not talking about platonic female friends. I'm talking about male friends. In the year 1990, the average American man had 10 male friends. Today, that number is one.
So in span about 30 years, men are down to one male friend.
Right.
No wolf pack.
Right. One
Continue.
male friend. And 7 out of every 10 American men have no friends at all. None. So to go to the question that you're asking about mentorship, that directly impacts on that, because mentoring has a lot to do with your network. You mentioned a wolf pack, things of that nature. That's all connected. So if you don't even have any male friends, chances are very high you won't have any mentors either. So a lot of men are kind of retreating from American life, and they're retreating, ironically, online. You got, there's a lot of debates going on, especially in the Black community. There's a lot of debates, what's known as the gender wars. Black men, Black women, that sort of thing, kind of going back and forth. But there's really something else that we're not even dealing with, and that is OnlyFans, Pornhub, YouPorn, Robinhood, Coinbase, NFL Sunday Ticket, et cetera, et al. These are like the main drivers keeping Black men and Black women apart, and it's also the main driver of Black men kind of retreating from, a Black American social life, which impacts on your question about mentorship. So the conclave attempts to try to correct that by offering an environment of Black men of all ages to kind of come together, network, fellowship, make deals. It's a wonderful environment for younger men to come and, kind of seek out an older mentor and whatnot. And let me just say this too, I had my 56 last month, Archers of the World Unite. Let me just say this. I consider myself a forever student. And I'm always learning all the time. And I take my biggest teachers are my failures and my setbacks. I don't see them as failures or setbacks. I see them as opportunities to get better. So I'm always looking at, try to tweak what it is that I'm doing. So I think that what's going on with a lot of men is that they're kind of retreating, and they're retreating into their smartphones. And one of the things that I try to tell a lot of people is the issues with men, in this case Black, will not be solved online. The revolution will not be televised. It's going to have to happen in the real world. And that's what the conclave is all about.
Yeah. So with that, let me pitch to one of my comments. Let me see. I think I had another supporter of the channel. Yes, let me get your super chat. Let me bring this question down. Make sure I get Brother Blaze a super chat. Don't want to miss anybody. Let me see. Brother Blaze says, I see Kofa is sporting the latest from the G.R.O.W.T.H winter collection. Top of the line quality. Peace and blessings, bro, and everyone in the house. Blaze is another one of my friendly trolls. I love him. I love Broken Traditions. We always tease each other. They've been killing me lately. Like I said, I found out about my son last year, so I was really out of pocket in the YouTube space, just trying to get things together for him. Brother Mike Has Bad Knees, the greatest YouTube name in all of YouTube. Brother Mike Has Bad Knees. He says, man, I'm always in search for a mentor. Always, brother. You have to keep that going. Again, regardless of your age, where you're at. Let me see. keep on scrolling, make sure I didn't miss anybody. And if you guys, Obsidian, you willing to take any questions from the chat?
Yeah. Many questions as possible. Yes.
Yeah. So if you guys have a question for Obsidian, just drop it in the chat. Throw your boy $2 for the super chat for the questions. Because I'm not gonna be able to get everybody's comment like I normally do, but we're gonna keep on rolling again. So now question number 2, and as Obsidian, as you're talking, you probably gonna answer some of these questions. I'm still gonna pitch them just for the good of the chat and the good of the channel and those that may be watching the replay. So I'm still gonna bring them up, but just expound on it as much as you can, and we're gonna keep on rolling. I got 10. We'll get to it again. We'll talk a little bit John Wick and a little bit of tonight's conversation, because I just did a live last night about the conversation, but we'll get to that in a second.
There's a whole lot to say there, isn't
there? Yeah. So question 2, do you believe the concept of mentorship has been lost in modern culture, and if so, why? I think you kind of touched on that when you were just speaking a second ago about men retreating, but if you want to expound on it a little bit more, if not, I can pitch it to the third question and we'll keep it rolling.
Yeah, I would. There's a gentleman by the name of Scott Galloway, white gentleman. He is a professor of marketing at New York University Stern School of Business. He has started, he's a serial entrepreneur, started about 9 companies. Most of them failed, but 2 of them were a hit. He has an estimated net worth of $50 million. He's about 60. And he has been weighing in on the white side of the gender war discussion, so to speak. And he has had his critiques of the manosphere. I've been quietly following him for the past few years, watching YouTube, other social media. I have several of his books. Matter of fact, when I went down to the conclave in 23, when I was flying out from Philadelphia to Atlanta, I took 2 of his books with me, Adrift, as well as his other book, The Algebra of Happiness. So I flew down from Philadelphia to Atlanta reading Adrift, and I flew back from Atlanta to Philadelphia reading The Algebra of Happiness. A lot of things I agree with him, a lot of things I don't, but he makes some good points. And one of the things he had said was, to answer your question, the way he phrases it is, Michael Jackson and the Catholic Church have pretty much messed it up for everybody else. Now, what does he mean by that? He means that the Catholic Church, scandals, sex scandals, whatnot, boys, so on and so forth. Michael Jackson's questionable dealings insofar as boys are concerned. So, in other words, his point is that he's getting at is that we have now inculcated a culture, and this is very palpable in the Black American culture, that any Black man that shows any type of love or affection or interest in another Black male is automatically seen as kind of suspect. He's seen as gay. He's seen as homosexual and all the rest of it. I was over on Clubhouse. Give you an example of what I mean by this, bringing it to the Black side of what Scott Galloway is talking about. I was over on Clubhouse about a year ago, thereabout, and we're talking about the conclave, and I mentioned the word homosocial, and I said, yeah, we need more homosocial affairs with Black men. Now the Black women, they went berserk. They heard all. They didn't hear
homo. They heard homo.
They heard homo, and homo only means same. As in, homosexual means same sex. So if you're a man, you have sex with other men, that's homosexual. If you're a woman, you have sex with another woman, that's homosexual. That's literally what it means, same sex, because homo means same. Homeostasis means keeping things the same. Homosocial means you are socializing with other people like you. So if you're a man, you're socializing with other men. If you're a woman, you're socializing with other women. These women on Clubhouse went berserk thinking that I was promoting homosexuality at the conclave. I know what these guys are getting together and they want to be men want to be with men and all the rest of it. And that kind of goes back to what Scott Galloway was talking about on the white side. We have a situation now
where, and this goes to your first question about why men are not getting, linking up, mentoring, stuff like that. We have inculcated this idea that any man that shows an interest in younger men, for example, boys, mentoring, teaching stuff, or interest in other adult men, is somehow gay, a pervert. He's got Michael Jackson disease, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And this is very rampant and pervasive in the black community. It is so off kilter to where we have a situation now where we've got multi-generations of black men, no father in the home, no patriarchal situation. They're raised by women, they're guided by women, and we got utter chaos. Okay. And
nobody
and
sees
so
it.
and a lot of these, I tell you, a lot of black women are very, very upset with the way we do things at the conclave. Your conclave, brother. You know how we do. We have a kind of unwritten rule that holds that during business hours, the women are not permitted. We close the door, we lock the door, the brothers talk business from 9 in the morning to 5, 6 in the evening. The ladies are not permitted during that time. We had a hell of a time with a lot of ladies trying to infiltrate the meetings. They want to get in there so bad and all the rest of it. And then they try to they're homosexuals, not So that just goes to show you how pervasive this problem is. And if men, in this case black men, don't put a collar on this thing is going to go off the rails.
Yeah, Obsidian. I think we're past that. I'm a country boy from Alabama. Again, broken traditions always teasing me, but I tell them all the time, the horse is out the barn and it has ran down the dirt road.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the focus for men in our culture right now has to be those brothers that fit into the space that you're trying to be in. So that's what the conclave is for. And even with brothers, as you said, retreating into their cell phones, this is how I found this space. But I was willing to listen. And, one of my mentors told me it's two things about listening. You're either going to be glad you did or wish you had. Those are the only two things about listening. So me finding this space, this red pill space, manosphere, men-centric content space, that's what got me to the conclave, because I was willing to listen and receive things that I could do better. And not only being told that, hey, you could do this better, but you could do this better. Having someone instill some more confidence into me at the time where my confidence was shaky, because we're all human. But again, we have this, lore fantasy about black men that we're invulnerable. So when brothers let down their guard and they're willing to receive that information from another man, because that's another thing that I noticed, to your point as well, it's not just brothers not mentoring, it's other brothers aren't willing to receive the information as well.
Yeah, I think I think that's an outgrowth of our matriarchal system in Black America. You mentioned Kevin earlier, and one of the big questions that still persists to this day, almost 3 years after his passing, is why didn't Kevin blow up when he was talking to black men? Why did he blow up when he was talking to black women? Mm-hmm. And the reason is there's a number of reasons, but one major reason is because, not many black men are going to push back on what Kevin's saying. You get a few, but nowhere to the degree that you will with black women. Women in general, black women in particular, are very resistant to any type of instruction. And men, as a general rule, are not innately.
Yeah.
So what has happened in the black community is that you have a lot of black men raised by black women, and they've kind of taken on that type of, resistance to instruction. And that's the reason why we have so many black men today essentially acting as black women would, where, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. Big facts. Let's go on to question number 3 before I bring that up. Let me see. I think I had another comment. I might have to get to it in a second. Screen glitching right now. I don't know what it's doing. So we're gonna go ahead and move to question 3. What's your response to men who feel they don't need guidance from anyone else? Kind of piggyback, carrying on with the conversation with what you just mentioned. A lot of men are just resistant because they're picking up grandmama, mama's, auntie's traits of you can't tell me nothing. So again, number 3, what's your response to men who feel they don't need guidance from anyone else?
These are guys that if you look at them and you look at their situations, they become stagnant. You know, these are guys that, as a general rule, don't typically really succeed, or if they do, they kind of hit a wall. And they kind of peter out.
Yeah.
So, there's not a whole lot you can do with them other than to get away from them. I'm a big believer that these type of things are contagious. Success is contagious, but also so is failure. So, you identify a guy like that that's just not coachable, not teachable. His life doesn't reflect that. You want to get away from him.
Yeah, brothers, y'all hear that? Again, I know we talk about the women in this space, and as I always say, I'm talking about women, but I'm talking to men. So when a romantic relationship with a woman isn't going right, I'm big on leaving. I'm big on, because I've been that guy. Salute TJ for the $10 spot, brother. Thank you. I got you in a quick second. But I'm big on leaving, as Brother Carnell said, go where you're celebrated. It has to be the same thing with your friends. And as we talked about on this channel before, sometimes your day 2s are every bit as important, if not more important, than your day 1s. Because everybody can't go with you. As you're trying to make that transition to the next level, everybody's not going to be willing to go because of what we just talked about. Brothers are resistant to change. They get in a rut or a rhythm. And some guys, you just can't tell them nothing because, again, they're seeing the world through their mother's eyes. And it's a huge problem with the black culture. And then as we grow and we age and we get in these relationships, now the same women that were reared up under the same rules as these black women that were told they can do everything, and we were told what we better do or what we better not do, these same women that we came up with are now telling us they want leaders. But they don't even know what leadership looks like a lot of times, because men, boys, young men, haven't been allowed to grow into that space of leadership again because of the resistance, the pushback, and now as an adult, you're thinking something's wrong, and you don't even go into that role. So when you do hear from another man, an Obsidian, a Kevin Samuels, you think they're crazy. They sound absolutely insane to you. What they're saying sounds foreign. But just wanted to drop that little tidbit. We're going to go on to the next question, but let me get Brother Blaze's comment. My screen came back up. And TJ, I got you on the super chat as well, brother. Thank you. Brother Blaze says, but unfortunately, there's a lot of guys, especially my generation and younger, who feel they already have all the answers. And if that's truly the case, what's left for you to learn? Shaking my head. That is indeed a fact. Brother TJ, let me get your comment. With the $10 spot, he says, we are raised to fight authority, especially black authority from a black man. Our mothers and grandmothers encourage outright rebellion against black male authority. Gotta hit you with one, bro.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Brother Mike, you're not late. You right on time, brother. We just now getting warm. We're going to keep on going. Question 4. Let's see. Where are we at? 4. How does a man differentiate between a true mentor and someone who may not have their best interests at heart?
Good question. As a general rule, people that are interested in you ask about you, check up on you. They're really interested in you as a person. And it always comes out, maybe not right away, but it always comes out, especially in times of crisis. you find out that people, how they really are about you. So one really big problem in the black community that I think is very like acidic with black men, we have this idea that there can only be one, kind of like the Highlander.
Mm.
There can only be one black doing well. We have an issue with a kind of building a spirit decor, a kind of, morale building among black men doing, teamwork. And that's something else that the conclave is really all about, trying to inculcate an idea of teamwork. So it's not just me doing it. It's not the Mumia show. It's Theo, it's Shannon, and then by extension, it's the rest of the speakers, the rest of the faculty, and then by extension, it's all the attendees, the brothers that come in. It's not any one man. It's a collective effort. That's what the conclave is all about. It really does kind of borrow from the idea of the ancient Spartans, the idea of a shield wall, and that your shield is only as good as the man next to you and his shield locking it together with yours, and on and on and on. So it's kind of like a chain. So it's very important that brothers show interest in each other. We have to get out of this idea that you're homo, read that you're homosexual, you're gay. If you do, that's not a bunch of nonsense. And really stand up to that. And it's okay for black men to show interest in each other in that way, in a brotherly sense. I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. It literally means the city of brotherly love. Philos is brotherly love. So it's completely okay to do that. We need to inculcate that more.
Definitely, I love that. It's so many brothers that, again, viewing the world through a lot of our women's eyes, and we hear it all the time in these different spaces, relationship talks and panels and the shows and everything like that. Oh, he just want to hang out with his homeboys. Y'all must be gay. And it's the immediate attack on the man's sexuality, his manhood, and a lot of brothers, we're not even concerned with how another man views you. We're worried about how our women look at us. And I think that's short-stopping a lot of brothers' growth in this space, like we talked about earlier, where is men not mentoring, men not willing to receive mentorship. And as Brother TJ just said in his super chat, a lot of us were taught by default about outright rebellion against anything having to do with black masculinity, black male leadership, or patriarchy. So let's keep it running. Number 5, can a mentor truly understand? This is a big one for me. Can a mentor truly understand the unique struggles of a man from a different generation or background?
I don't see why not. I think that what's going on in Black America is something that has been going on now for at least the past better part of 5 decades. And the changes haven't been that ground changing. They're pretty much the same. And so I don't see a huge difference between Generation X, our generation, and millennials, or even Generation Z. I think that they're the themes are pretty much similar.
Yeah.
So I don't see any, beyond superficial. You could say, well, social media. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, social media does play a role. I grant you that. The difference with that's the real game changer. Okay, yeah, there's a ring of truth to that. But it still doesn't change fundamentally the issue. The issue, like I said, from 1990 to today, just 35 years, black, or not just black male, but American male familial social life has, completely degraded, and I think we're a lot worse off for it.
Yeah. My thing with the generational differences, again, like an old guy told me, and I've been hitting younger guys with it for a while now, I done been your age. You ain't been mine. Everything is a rerun.
Very much so.
No, I'm glad you bring that up. There's another thing that goes on in Black America, and I've been just quietly observing it. And I said to myself, I'm gonna have to write about this at some point. And that is ageism against Black men. It's not ageism against Black women.
Yeah.
You can be a cool, hip, with it, vibrant, sexy auntie in Black American life. You don't have the same thing with the uncle. There's no like cool, hip, with it uncle. You know what I mean?
I say it all the time.
Yeah,
say it all the time. When Black men hit 40, all of a sudden our dick's supposed to stop working. We get hit with every trope and negative trait possible because you hit 40.
Right.
And we're still being spoken to like we're children, though. That's the crazy part when you flip the coin over. He's an older man with full life experience, taking care of family and other people, but you think he's a child. But when you want him to be an old, broke down man and foolish, that's what you place on him because of his age.
Right. And so there's this idea that that black male, that black manhood is kind of trapped in somewhere between actually younger than that. It's trapped somewhere between like, say 14, 15 and like 30. And so we result in Black men who are well into their 50s, you know, the AARP age, wearing flat billet caps, hoodies, ripped up dungaree jeans, Air Jordan sneakers and the like. You don't see any Black men that actually present themselves as adult, grown Black men. You know, one of the things I really was interested in after Kevin's passing, I said, okay, so how many brothers are going to pick up where he left off visually? Not in terms of his talking points, but visually. You look at him and say, okay, he's kind of like in the mode of Kevin. I can count maybe a few.
Yeah.
Maybe in the 3 years since his passing. And that's very telling. It kind of goes back to what we're talking about right now with this kind of arrested development view of Black men. And how can it not have an impact on how Black women relate to us?
It definitely will. We're playing into, many of us are playing into our own stereotype a lot of time, but it's so permeated our culture. I don't think a lot of Black men see it as that. I think it's so normalized now that anything opposite, again with Kevin, the brother wore a suit and some cologne and they immediately called him gay.
Right.
But the same women will turn around and date a woman and dress like a 14-year-old boy.
Right.
And it makes sense to them.
They dress, you know, as women would, you know, dresses and so on. But the guys look like they look like overgrown teenagers.
Yeah.
They really do. And no guy really questions that. So, you know, the overemphasis on rappers and ballers has really pretty much crowded out space for any other Black man to kind of come in. And so that's more or less the default setting of archetypes of Black manhood in Black American life. And that's the reason why at the conclave we're very strict about this. We have the dress code. And, you know, it's business or business casual only, no exceptions. We've turned away Black men who come up out of dress code, and we've turned away. We've had people, they'll say, well, Mumia, you know, you got to meet people where they are. I say, no. They got to meet us where we are.
Facts. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Say that again.
No, yeah. You hear people, they'll say to me, Mumia, you can't have a thing like that. A lot of brothers, they don't have this, they don't have that. You got to meet them where they are. I said, no. They got to meet us where we are. It's just, we're like an organization like any other. And, you know, the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, you got to wear the uniform.
Yeah.
You want to play the sports team, you got to wear the uniform. You want to work in corporate America, you got to wear the uniform. You want to work on the shop room floor, I did for 22 years, you got to wear the uniform. Dickies, boots, protective equipment. That's the deal. So, the brothers know up front, if you want to be one of us, you're going to look like one of us. You're going to act like one of us. You're going to conduct yourself like one of us. And if you're not able or willing to do that, this is not the organization for you.
Plain and simple. As again, we'll touch on the John Wick lore. Are you familiar with the John Wick movies?
Yeah, I am very much.
Okay, so you remember a constant theme in the movies was there are rules.
Yep.
Without the rules, we live with the animals.
That's right.
So again, brothers, as y'all listening, for those brothers out there that say, hey, I can't afford to wear a suit all the time, take your ass to Walmart and Target. Simple. Black blazer, black slacks, white shirt always works.
Yeah, we get guys that do that and say, well,
yeah,
Mark Zuckerberg doesn't have to do that. Yeah, look at him. He doesn't have to dress like that. I say, yes, you're right. Mark Zuckerberg can dress any way he wants. You want to know the reason why? Because he owns Facebook. So here's what you do. If you want to be able to look any way that you want, own the company. You can wear anything you want.
Which is the purpose of the conclave. Is not just we're pushing tech, but that tech money can give you enough startup money to start something bigger or start your own tech company if you really know it hand over fist the way you do, like Theo does. And he's been working in the field since the late 90s, early 2000s.
That's right.
If Theo really wanted to break away from, and he has a 9-to-5, which is crazy for him to take the time to still be teaching black men. But if he really wanted to break away and do his own thing, Theo could do that. He literally could do that tomorrow if he wanted to. But this, again, is another brother that stepped into the space and said, I want to teach other brothers. And if we'll be honest, Theo has suits. He doesn't wear them all the time. Guess what? Because Theo got that type of damn money.
Yep.
For those that not, I don't count everybody's pockets. But if you are in this space, Theo can move like that because Theo moves like that. He don't have to wear it. He don't have to show it. He's already checked those blocks. He's already been where we're trying to go. So he can't afford to relax and dress down. Let me get this this Cash App from put some respect on his name, the International Quiet Storm with the $100 bomb. So I gotta hit him with.
I'm poor right now.
Yeah, you are.
Donations, gifts.
And all praise the Most High.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
I truly appreciate that, Quiet Storm. Let me get to one of these. Let me see if there's a. Let me see. BT, he's trolling again. He says, I want Obsidian to say he never seen John Wick. Broken Traditions has not seen John Wick. We have already shamed him immensely the chat because he says he's never seen any of the movies. So this is my homeboy. I'm going to take it as a personal responsibility. BT, we got to get together one weekend and smoke a couple cigars, brother. And you are going to watch John Wick 1 through 4. Tell your wife you'll be home tomorrow because we got to have some guy time. She can't take away my Kofa minutes. Sometimes I get Broken Traditions in trouble and his wife tells him she's going to take away his Kofa minutes. Because sometimes we just sit up and chop up business and on the phone all the time. Boom. There it goes. Broken Tradition also says people who work for Mark Zuckerberg dress in a suit and a tie.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Let's keep rolling, brother. Where are we at? Where are we at on time? How long we been on? We've been going a good hour. All right. Let's see. 6. Is there ever a point in life where a man no longer needs a mentor? Why or why not?
No. The day you get to a point
where you don't need to learn anything else is the day that you're pretty much done with life itself. There's always something new to learn, especially in the age in which we're in right now. So much to learn. And so at the conclave, we try to inculcate that kind of attitude that you always want to stay on top of things. You want to try to use your cell phone or your smartphone for something other than just ladies shaking their naughty bits. Look, we get it. We ain't judging. Boys will be boys. We get that. We're not prudes. We're not monks. We're not ascetics. We get it. That's a healthy thing for a man to be interested in women. Fair enough. But try to use your smartphone for something other than just that. Okay, we get it. You want to look at the ladies, shaking their thing and whatever, fine. But try to read some newspapers. Try to read some magazines, some periodicals. Try to read, go over on Substack. Try to find 3 or 4 Substacks that you like. Try to stay up with those. Read that. Try to, go to the conclave. You get with other brothers and other, 100 black men and so on and so forth. Try to, link up with some brothers. Hey, listen, man. And here's the other thing too. With that, knowing how to just go up and talk to a brother. Listen, man, I've seen that you're doing thus and so. You're doing this in real estate, for example, or you're doing this in tech. And I like to see if I can try to learn something from you. Is there anything I can do for you? I can just learn for you, stuff like that. You'd be surprised the number of brothers that's how a lot of stuff in the mob. There's a really good movie called The Irishman, right?
Yeah.
And it talks about Frank Sheeran. He's from Philly. Frank Sheeran, who came up in the Italian mob, even though he himself was an Irishman, he wasn't Italian. And the way he started out was just doing favors for the bosses. Yep. You kind of like a gopher. You just go, drop off a package, or you drive somebody somewhere, or you get some money or something. I mean, that's how you get in. And it's the same thing. That's not just an underworld mob thing. That's across the board. What do you think internships are?
Exactly.
That's what it is. You know what I mean? So that's how you that's how you get a mentor. You go up to him, listen, man, I see you doing something. Could I do something for you, something like that? And you do small tasks, and over time you get bigger tasks, and that's how you get in.
Yeah. I'm big on that. I'm told my audience a while ago, I'm a big mob buff. Like mob history and different things like that. And it's not so much all the street stuff. And I wish if brothers are going to be in the streets, I really wish they would take a chapter out the old mob and start to structure things, because there is a way to do things. There is a military structure, discipline structure to handle your business as a man, whether you're legitimate or illegitimate. But I'm a big mob buff, and I totally understand what you're talking about. I used, I think I used Paul Castellano as an example in a previous video where he broke the rules. Again, John Wick lore. If we don't follow the rules, we live with the animals. He broke the rules. It wasn't just, and he was the boss. So in the mob, knocking off a boss is a no-go. That's a big rule to break. But he did so much dirt to people that rule was broken, and that's how John Gotti became the John Gotti that we ended up knowing. Because Paul Castellano, the rule that he broke, he was sleeping with his side piece inside of the home.
Right.
All those guys have side pieces. Cool, Roger got it. It wasn't because he stole money. It wasn't because he, necessarily screwed over a lot of people or whatnot. Some people didn't like him. They didn't think he needed to be in the seat because he wasn't a street guy. But the rule that got him where they was like, this is official, we can do this. He had his side piece in the home where his wife slept, where his children were. And as I said before, if you will do that to the mother of your children inside of your home, I could not trust you in business. And that's all they needed to take him out. And nothing was done to John Gotti. That's how he became the boss.
Right.
Because
and
someone else broke the rules.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that kind of goes into the situation with Derek Jackson.
Bingo.
And Derek Jackson, it was proven, thanks to Tasha K's investigative work, it was proven that he was carrying on with his mistresses, one in particular, because he had his home in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and then across town he would have his bachelor pad, and so he would go to his bachelor pad and do his business with his ladies. Okay, fair enough, got it. But he had one lady in particular, a mistress, that would be at the home, in the marital bed, okay, and that it goes back to what you're talking about with Gotti. That sort of thing right there is so that's just it violates all man rules there. It's one thing, whatever you may think about, adultery, having mistresses. I'm not going to get into that. My thing is, like you just got finished saying, if you're going to do that, there's rules to that. And one of the rules, and this happened with Tiger Woods, one of the rules is she can't call the house. She can't be at the house. She can never be at the house. She can't call the house. No babies, no STDs. She don't know. She don't know the wife. The wife don't know her. Never the twain shall meet.
Yep.
All of that. She's got to be incognito, the whole Megillah. And that is actually law in the mafia underworld.
Yep.
That's actually law, like you said with John Gotti. That's actually law. That is a punishable offense. Insofar as
he's not here, which is why he got clipped. And the thing is, his side piece was his housekeeper.
Yeah, you
so
can't
she
do that,
was
man.
living in the home.
Yeah,
But
you can't do that.
yeah, bro. And one thing to this point, to this question is, again, I'll repeat it. Is there ever a point in life where a man no longer needs a mentor? Why or why not? There is never a point, gentlemen. This is Kofa's perspective. As I've told y'all several times over, one of my mentors, my grandfather, told me, by the time you figure all this shit out, somebody gonna be putting you in the ground.
Yep.
Meaning you never stop learning. Let's go ahead and
That's
get
right.
to one more question, Obsidian. We're gonna get ready to wrap up, brother. Again, like I said, I know you're under the weather. I want to be respectful of your time, and I gotta pretend like I got a job too, and get up in the morning. So we're gonna skip a couple of questions. This was another big question though for me. So we're gonna skip the number 10, but we're gonna finish out with this question, the 7th question, God's number, and it's going to be. Let me take that down. It says, what advice do you have for men who feel they have no access to potential mentors in their current environment?
Conclave. That's
hotter than fish grease.
Hold on, let me hit you again.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Go ahead, expound on the conclave, brother.
If you don't have men in your life that can actually add to your situation that you can't plug into, the conclave is the solution. There are a lot of black men from all walks of life that are there. A lot of, really sharp brothers. It's funny. I hear a lot of these sisters talk about, ain't no quality, man. They have no idea what they're talking about. We got hundreds of them there. And most of the brothers at the conclave, as far as ladies are concerned, most of the brothers at the conclave either want to be married or, failing that, in a long-term relationship with a lady. So it's not this idea that guys just kind of run around. No, that's the conclave doesn't attract that. The conclave attracts brothers that don't want wives or lady friends. Not just like a mistress or just in and out, whatever. And but going back to your question with the brother, if you don't have any circle of brothers or mentors, anything like that, the conclave got plenty of them. Find your way there. www.black-manosphere.org. Payment plans are available. Tickets, info, the whole Megillah, right there on the website.
Indeed, it is. Again, as an alumni, salute brother David Dixon. $10 spot. Another alumni of the Black Manosphere Conclave. I appreciate that, good brother. Let me bring you up. He says, salute to y'all brothers. Salute to you, good brother. What am I gonna hit you with? Let me hit David with 5. Times 2.
These last $2.
I appreciate you, good brother. But again, brother David Dixon, he's also a Manosphere, Black Manosphere Conclave alumni. He was with me in Atlanta in 2023. David, I'm not sure if he was there in 2024, but as I showed on the video to the rest of you guys, I missed the time. I hate I missed it. I am not going to miss Miami. I will be there. So this thing is real. To expound on what Obsidian was saying, you're meeting brothers from all over the country, from different backgrounds,
all over the world.
Yeah, many of whom were raised by exactly. Although I did meet a couple of African brothers, I did. You're correct. So from all over the world, with different backgrounds. Some guys work in construction. Some guys were already on the tech, but they don't know how to take that next step, and that's where Theo came in. Those of us interested in tech are trying to dip our toe in the water. That's where Theo comes in again. But the mentorship that you found amongst your brothers. I have a military background. For those brothers that may be interested in going into the military or having a family member that may be going into it, that's what I'm there for. Brother David, I believe he works at some level of federal government, just across the board. Anything you can think of as far as what a black man is or should be is at the Black Manosphere Conclave. And it's not taking anything away from Obsidian or Theo or Shannon, but there's other brothers in the room that you can learn from too. And it's not always just the speakers. Learn to have these conversations with other men. And I think to kind of put a cap on what we were talking about earlier, some men are afraid to talk to other men because they don't know how to talk to other men. Like brother TJ was saying, we're looking at the world through our mother's eyes, and we were taught by default to just straight out rebel against anything that looks like a strong, actual black man. Not a guy running the streets, scheming, scamming, hustling, but a brother on his straight and narrow, discipline, getting things done. We hear so many negative things about solid black men that brothers kind of shy away from even looking for a mentor.
I agree. I 100% agree. And it's been great to spend this time with you. Listen, man, we got to do this again. We can't just be a one-off. I'm welcome to come back. Anytime you want me to come, man, I'm here. Just let me know. You know where I'm at. You know my number. You know how to reach me. Thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Don't forget the Black Manosphere Conclave in Miami 5.0. This will be our 5th year straight. Going to be the biggest one yet in Miami. It's going to be bananas. September 5th through the 7th, 2025. All the tickets and info available. Payment plans are available, fellas. You got plenty of time to get yourself together. www.black-manosphere.org.
I appreciate it, Obsidian. Sister Gail, if you are still in here, can you grab that link and drop it in the chat for anybody that wants to go check that out? Anybody on the replay gang, or anybody that's in the chat. I'm not sure if Gail is still here, but Gail, again, you are a moderator extraordinaire, sis. So if you could drop that link in the chat for the Black Manosphere Conclave, brothers, go ahead and get your tickets, get your early bird tickets. Go ahead and situate your flight. As soon as I find out about the location, I'll let you all know. I will be plugging this going forward because it blessed me in 2023. Really walking into this room, and I told other brothers I was going in Atlanta, and I got side eyes from other brothers. Was like, oh, you really going to do? Like, bro, I got to put my money where my mouth is. I can't be on YouTube making this type of content and calling my channel Growth Talk, Gentlemen Reaching Our Wealth Through Healing, for us to grow, and I'm not present. So do yourself a favor and get there. Be one of those 1,000 in the goal that the brothers have set. It's grown every year. Because I know when I was in Atlanta, it was at least, how many numbers were in Atlanta City? At least 200?
We had over 200. We had over 200.
At least 200. And I'm telling you what I saw with my eyes. So for them to tell me it was 400 in Houston, I have to be in Miami. So, Brother Obsidian, I appreciate you accepting the invite. I appreciate your guidance. We're all going to have to do part 2 of this. We're probably going to do a part 2 and just focus on the John Wick lore, because we'll be here all day, because I am a John Wick fanatic. Again, Broken Traditions, you have to come through and watch the movies with me, bro.
Oh yeah.
But thank you, Obsidian. I spoke about you when I kind of touched on the John Wick lore a couple of weeks ago. You are the Winston to my John Wick, because I kind of just want to, slide off and do my own thing, but I kind of got pulled back into this YouTube space, and yeah, I guess I'm back. So thank you again, brother, for accepting the invite. We'll stay in touch, and we'll figure out another time frame for you to come back in, and we can just focus on that, have a little bit of fun with that, but also share edutainment, as I call it, info, entertainment, and education. So
yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. Anytime, man. Just let me know. You know how to reach me anytime.
I appreciate you, Upset. I'm gonna let you go, bro, and then I'm gonna close out. All right, here we go. Bring it back on me. So what did you guys think about that interview? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the comments. That was brother Mumia Obsidian Ali. Unfortunately, he had his channel on YouTube snatched. He is over on Rumble. Gail has been dropping it in the chat throughout the night. Sister, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who has been in here. I can't thank you guys enough for rocking with me. Last year was rocky. I'm going to keep reminding y'all that it was rocky, because I'm going to keep reminding you that I love you, and I appreciate the fact that you're still here. The channel is growing. I've jumped like 1,500 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to try to push and see if I can get to 4,000 by the end of the week, end of next week at the latest. But that's going to be my focus. I'm here. I'm back through hell and high water. Now that I'm getting things situated with my son slowly and steadily, I am going to be here. We are going to keep expanding this conversation and growing together. Let me slide over to the comments before we finally do get out of here. Want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let me see. There goes brother Quiet Storm. Drop the link for the Black Manosphere Conclave 5.0 in Miami, Florida. You cannot miss that. And you can't beat the prices either. For the information that is there, for the brotherhood that is there, you cannot beat what these brothers are offering. Make sure you're in Miami. Quiet Storm, I don't think you were in the chat yet when me and Obsidian started going. I'm going to be in Miami. I'm literally getting ready to purchase my flight down there. I appreciate the ticket again, brother. Thank you so much. As soon as everything gets together with the location, I will be there. Trust and believe. I will see you. We will shake hands and take pictures, and I'll blur your face out because I know you're moving incognito, but I need to put pause. I need to put my eyes in your eyes and shake your hand and hug you, brother. Thank you so much. Corey Joe dropped it as well. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation tonight. Hit my email. Let me know what you think I can do better. For those of y'all, Corey Joe, Quiet Storm, shoot me a text. BT, shoot me a text. Let me know what I could have done better. But all in all, I think we had a good night. We shared some good information. It is imperative, brothers, that you find a mentor. M-E-N. Focus on another man that's at where you're trying to get to. And it'd be great if it was another black man. It'd be great if it was an Indian man and an Indian younger guy. I don't give a shit. Find a mentor. It's so many of us that span race, religion, and everything, and we're going through so many similar things. Not the same, but similar. And that man can help you get to your next level. And your job, my name, saying Kofa, means go back and get it. As you can see, that bird is looking behind itself and picking up an egg. It's not placing the egg on its back. It's picking up the egg to bring it forward. In order to know where you're going, you got to know where you've been. You already know where you're at right now. You know you've got through. Now it's time to find a mentor to get to the next level. So just think about that next time you're in a cigar lounge, you're out at the bar, or you're on the job, or sitting around with those older men in your family. Start asking them questions. No matter, you have to risk looking silly or being made fun of in order to get sharper. But we're going to roll out. I think I got BT says this was better than I expected. I appreciate that, good brother. BT says only thing you can improve on is giving me the Nas vinyl album. Why do you keep asking for my Nas vinyl album and you got one of your own, bro? We about to get up out of here. Let me see. Oh yeah, BT, that's how he is with Mr. Bill. There's an older gentleman in there. that teases BT all the time. BT used to have dreads, for those that don't know. And when he got a haircut, Mr. Bill started calling him schoolboy. And BT would sit right next to that man, joke and laugh. I can only imagine how much wisdom BT has soaked up over these last few years that I've known him and Mr. Bill. All that came out of sitting down, relaxing, just having a cigar and a conversation. We're about to get up out of here. Thank you all for being in here. Once again, I am your humble host, Kofa, Kofa, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell, right there on the screen. This has been G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment, where GROW stands for Gentlemen Reaching Our Wealth Through Healing, and this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Thank you for all the cash apps and super chats. Sorry I couldn't get to everybody's comment, but I hope you gained something out of tonight's conversation. And as always, I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace.